Whether debate about it at work, the bar, school, everyone has an opinion about who the top players are. That being said, pretty much everyone can agree for each sport there's the greatest of all time, or as dubbed in popular culture, the GOAT. This is the breakdown of who's the GOAT in every major sport.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 8. Leo Messi. In football, or as you might call it in the United States, soccer, there is one player most agree tops them all. This would be Leo Messi. Now for all the Cristiano Ronaldo fans, just relax for a second and hear me out. He's definitely part of the conversation, but after you hear this take on Leo Messi, you might be changing your mind. Keep watching. Ronaldo has led his team to many championships and is one of the top scoring players out there. Ronaldo is certainly better than Messi in certain parts of the game. This is especially the case for aerial play. He is supremely athletic and definitely dedicated to the game. With all that being said, you still have to give a nod to Messi. He's 2 years younger and has an equally sustained level of world-class play. Ever since his beginning in 2005, most fans agree you can sum his play up to genius-level soccer. Everything from dribbling, finishing, and ball control, and just general feel for the game have elevated the entire sport to a whole other level. He's known to be one of the best free kick takers and playmakers in the entire sport. While he's never won gold with a national team, you have to understand that he's been with some poorly managed teams. Despite that, he's always risen to the challenge and led his team to unmatched heights. It would be impossible to bring up the GOAT in soccer and not mention the unmatched playing style of Pelé. For years, he was unquestionably the best. He still goes down as one of the game changers for the entire sport. That being said, both Ronaldo and Messi have exceeded his official goal tally. Number 7. Michael Jordan. Basketball has many greats, but it seems that the real GOAT is by far Michael Jordan. If you were to ask as many people as you could who the absolute best was, you might get a little bit of variety. Some may say that Kareem was the best. Others will say it's actually LeBron James. At the end of the day, just about everyone is likely to say it's Michael Jordan though. Jordan's got everything you need to make the case for GOAT. He has the titles, he has the MVPs, some other players may have slightly better stats, but that's got to do with the number of seasons that they actually played. However, as a player, Jordan was the absolute best. He was just as good offensively as he was defensively. He was unbelievably athletic, but had a clear mastery of basketball fundamentals. He had the handles, the shooting touch, and could stay in the air longer than anybody. He was absolutely untouchable. All of this crazy skill combined with his intense passion for the game makes him the clear frontrunner. He also is credited with really changing the sport. His huge charisma brought basketball to a global stage and really changed the game forever. His contributions to basketball make him the absolute best. President Obama probably said it best when he said, "There's a reason someone is called the Michael Jordan of their profession. They are the best at what they do."
There is a reason you call somebody the Michael Jordan of. Michael Jordan of neurosurgery, or the Michael Jordan of rabbis, or the Michael Jordan of outrigger canoeing. And they know what you're talking about.
Number 6. Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky is just as synonymous with hockey as cereal is with milk. He's probably always the smallest player on the ice, yet he's also better than everyone else too. When Gretzky hit the NHL in 1979, he immediately grabbed the MVP award. But it wasn't just that year he won it. The world-renowned hockey player went on to collect it for another 8 seasons straight. This is virtually unheard of in the sport of hockey, let alone any sport out there. He's the leading scorer in NHL history with more goals, assists, and hat tricks than any other player on the face of the planet. He's credited with changing the game of hockey forever in so many ways. One of his biggest contributions is making the play more team-oriented. He let the power of the pass rule the game and consistently looked for the open space. While many sports have fans debating who the best is, it's pretty much been declared that for hockey, Wayne rules all. They all agree that the greatest player to ever put on skates is Wayne Gretzky.
And you, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Number 5. Muhammad Ali. Boxing seems to be one of the last great gladiator-style sports. While the game has reigned for years, there have been many champions. If you were to ask a number of fans or even boxers, they'll all eventually point to Ali as being the greatest of all time. While the modern era may bring some big challenges to Ali, including Tyson Fury or even one-punch Mike Tyson, there's a much debated consensus that Ali is the best. Other heavyweights like Lennox Lewis have a major reach and height advantage over their opponents, while Floyd Mayweather is a big contender in the GOAT conversation for his undefeated record alongside Sugar Ray Robinson for sheer number of victories. It doesn't seem to matter. Muhammad Ali is the absolute greatest. While his career wrapped up almost 40 years ago, he's still the most well-known boxer ever. The reason being is that Ali had many contributions to boxing outside the ring. He fought for human rights, had unbelievable trash talk, an insane IQ, and silky smooth footwork. This factor puts him down in many people's books as the undeniably champ of boxing. There may have been better fighters, but he is still the greatest in history. Number 4, Jon Jones. Of all the sports on the list, MMA probably has the most debatable GOAT. This sport is fairly nuanced, and it would be hard to name just one person. You could take a hard look at someone like Russian heavyweight Emelianenko and declare him the winner. Often dubbed the Grim Reaper, he is a legendary fighter who has been undefeated for the last 10 years. Then take a look at Georges St. Pierre. While he was only beaten twice in his career, he did avenge those losses. He has ruled the welterweight division for almost a decade. Then, 4 years after he retired, he came back and captured the gold in middleweight too. He could win fights with his stand-up, ground game, endurance, and had an insane fighting IQ. Not only that, he was well-versed in every aspect of the sport. All these guys are worthy of the GOAT title. Still, Jon Jones had to be the choice. If you talk performance, Jones is the absolute greatest. The man has never been beaten in the octagon. He is most likely the most complete and talented fighter ever. While he has had a few scandals outside of the sport, the fact of the matter is, Jones has defeated every single opponent that has come in there with him. Number 3, Tom Brady. You can probably compare the Brady versus Joe Montana debate to the LeBron-Michael Jordan debate. This is a legend of the past versus a player with stricter rules and more physical play. Of course, Brady has 6 championship rings, while Montana only has 4. While he played on the best team with some unbelievable teammates and the absolute best coach in the league, it's pretty fair to say that he surpassed Montana. His 6th championship was definitely the clincher. In the entire history of football, there has never been a quarterback who was so consistent with personal achievements along with team success intertwined. 6-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time Super Bowl MVP, 3 NFL MVP awards, and 20 years of dominance. The numbers simply speak for themselves, and that's why Tom Brady is the GOAT. Number 2, Babe Ruth. In baseball, the absolute legend, of course, is the great Bambino. While many historical athletes have somewhat faded as far as being the GOAT, it's often because of the change in the game or the players they were competing against. Of course, when it comes to baseball, Babe Ruth still holds the title as the absolute best. While he may have played years and years ago when his competition was nowhere nearly as good as the current athletic ability of many players, he was still the best player of his era by a wide margin. He is still the MLB's all-time leader in career wins above replacement. This is the kind of stat that's translatable to any era. He is also the all-time leader in slugging percentage at .690. His on-base plus slugging is 1.164. He's also second in runs batted at 2,214. He's the 3rd all-time in home runs as well. Outside of being an unbelievable batter, he was a dominant pitcher. That's a huge reason why he's set apart from other great hitters like Barry Bonds or Willie Mays. Ruth is a 7-time World Series winner and is probably the most popular sports figure of his time. He is also a player who is more dominant in his own sport than any other athletes. Number 1, Roger Federer. When it comes to the GOAT debate in tennis, there are pretty much 3 players who people argue for. There's Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. There have been a number of great champions before them, but these 3 consistently hold break records and are at the top of their game throughout the modern era. They have been able to hold the same dominance of the sport for so long. They have pretty much monopolized the Grand Slams. Not only that, but they have won 55 out of the last 66 major titles. That's a pretty insane feat compared to any sport out there. These 3 have also spent the last 15 years as being in the number 1, 2, or 3 spot 95% of the time. Still, out of these, Federer has a whopping 20 Grand Slams. He's considered to play the most beautiful tennis ever. That's why he'll go down as the greatest of all time in men's tennis. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. This has been a breakdown of the GOAT in every major sport.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.